Yeah, we are.
It's about time. This is the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oh So Fresh.
And we're kicking it with you every single week right here on the Hype.
Try and make it Sunday.
Yeah, we got a great show for you today. Oso's going to break down the 5 minutes of funk. And today on the Hype, why Valentine's Day sucks. And we have Valentine's Day expert Liz, and her voice and name has been altered to protect her identity.
Why? Did she commit some kind of Valentine crime?
But before we get into all that,
I'm just trying to say, why would you hide her voice and change her name?
Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/The Hype Podcast, or hit us up on the Hype line, 503-776-0167.
That's how we found our expert. Liz hit us up on the Hype line. You know, thank you for calling, Liz. Well, I'll thank you later. I might thank you at dinner. But anyway, you know, because Diesel Fresh.
Diesel Fresh.
Has to come through.
Dude, so hit us up on the Hype line. Again, it's 503-776-0167. We want to know what you think in general about Valentine's Day, about Diesel Fresh, about the host whose name we do not speak, all that good stuff.
Well, I have to give you an update because I've been saying, you know, nobody has the balls to call and say kill yourself. Still hasn't happened. I'm just saying you can put that on the post, but nobody has the balls.
Dude, do we really listen to that nonsense though? I feel like our egos are big enough that we're
not even listening to the fucking messages. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, we stopped giving people our email so we could stop reading the hate mail because we don't feel like it.
I'm trying to figure out who reads email.
Dude,
unless you're looking for a job, when are you reading emails?
Old people. That's true. Well, actually, I don't even read emails when I'm looking for a job because I don't really look for jobs. Jobs look for me.
Ooh, he's wanted.
Ooh, speaking of being wanted, is it a bad thing to be on like a courthouse clerk's radar, like a first name basis radar? Is that a bad thing?
Hey, does that mean? It depends on if you get a lot of tickets or maybe you make deliveries there. Well, because if you're delivering Jimmy John's every day, then yeah, it's good for you to be on a first name basis with them.
Yeah, that's true. Now, so I ran into this incident where I'm out in Ohio. I get a citation, a traffic citation.
It was like they're like, why are you in Ohio?
Yeah, you know. I get a traffic citation from a police officer, and
allegedly,
allegedly, if that is what he really is. So I inform him, you know, hey, I'm not from here. Obviously, I have a Washington driver's license, and I'm going home. I'm not going to be here. What are my options to get this taken care of remotely, not being on scene? Because you know, in most cases, you have to show up at the courthouse and do what?
Show up and say, hey, I'm guilty.
Or I'm gonna retain an attorney and fight this to the bitter end.
Dude, you're out of state. You're not going to do that.
Exactly. And so the guy says, hey, check it out.
Because if you're going to do that, then they were probably going. If you're going to fight to the bitter end, they probably have you in jail right now.
Yeah, that's true. And so the guy says, "Hey, call this number. They'll work something out with you. I don't know what they'll work out. They may just say, hey, you need to go pay it. You know, it is what it is." So I wait the allotted amount of time for the report to show up. I call the courthouse. I say, "Hey,
how long did they give you?"
They gave me until February 1st.
And when did you get the ticket?
Like we'll call it January 25th ish. So plenty of time. That's plenty of time to make a phone call. Right?
There's plenty of time to make a phone call. But usually appearances in court, they give you
right. And so I explained to him this entire thing. You know, hey, I'm not coming out here just for a traffic ticket. You know, what are my options here?
I'm moving cocaine. Moving cocaine.
And so I call the courthouse, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can just write a request letter requesting the judge review your case, and maybe he'll mitigate it down for you." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I write the letter. I don't hear anything back in the allotted time that they give me, and my court date's coming up. So I call them, and I'm like, "Hey, I haven't heard anything in 2 or 3 days. I just wanted to check in because
just real quick, who has better customer service, them or Comcast?"
Them.
Fuck you, Comcast.
No, and I say this because not only does the courthouse want their money, but if you don't give them their money, they want you too.
See, I think this is where it's just changed up, because before you could do all this internet crap and just put your card and just give them your card, like you had to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, you live out of state? Sorry.
Yeah.
That sucks to be you.
Well, you let us know on this day that you're back in state or you're in big trouble.
I guess you're staying in Ohio for a week.
Right. Yeah.
Because it was either that or you got a failure to appear.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you hate to be extradited over a parking ticket?
Dude, seriously, it would be fucking ridiculous over like a parking ticket or
right.
some weird traffic fine,
Or you're just rolling through Ohio, you forgot about the ticket, because this happens to people.
Oh yeah, all the time.
They'll get a ticket in a state. Oh, forget to take care of it. Rolling back through 10 years later, bam.
Well, no, this rolls right into my initial point. So I called them 2 or 3 days after not hearing anything, and I'm like, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. My court date's tomorrow. What are we doing here? Like, do we have a judgment? Do we have a verdict? I sent in my request letter for the judge to review it. I've heard nothing back. No. With the crazy weather out here, don't worry about it. We'll let you know. We have you on record here. It's totally fine. So I'm like, okay.
I can't see you.
Yeah, right.
I can't see you.
You can have your fingers crossed like the whole 9 yards.
I can't see your computer.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you're updating. I don't know if you're making notes.
So,
because just like Comcast, nobody documents the damn call.
Right. So with that in mind,
who'd you talk to? Talk to Cheryl.
Right.
Cheryl doesn't work here anymore.
Yeah, really. We fired Cheryl after that phone call.
Yeah.
No, so I get off the phone and I send a follow-up email. Hello, I just spoke to so-and-so. They informed me this and that. My court date is tomorrow. I wanted to verify that you have my current contact information. So that, that was my excuse. Like, here's all my contacts. She said she would get a hold of me. I just want to make sure that you can get a hold of me. Because if you don't get a hold of me, I know a police officer is going to get a hold of me and say, we have a warrant for your arrest, sir. Please turn yourself in.
But it kind of puts you like in that stalker X position where you're like, hey, just checking on you.
Well,
hey,
no. And
I'm sure, I don't know if you got my last text. But there's bad consequences to this. But
absolutely.
But you had to reuse some of that old stalker mode from that girl that dumped you.
Yeah.
You totally had to be like, there was a storm. I don't know if my texts are getting through.
Yeah. And so I call them. I start emailing them again, that Monday, Tuesday. It gets around to Wednesday and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard nothing. I call them again.
I guess I gotta give up on her.
Yeah. No, sir. I'm persistent. So I call again. And what happens?
Within the law.
Yeah.
His persistence was within the law.
So I call him again, and I'm like, waiting. I'm like, okay, I'm getting my words together. She picks up the phone, and she calls me by name. She says, hello. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, we really? Like we know about each other like this well?
She didn't explain, like, the harassment laws in Ohio?
No, but she reiterated. She said, we've been getting your emails and your calls, and we want to make sure that you understand things have been running a little slow around here, but we're not going to forget about you and we're not putting you off. And so I explained to her, I said, look, I appreciate that and I understand that, but I know it is not your job to constantly follow up with me. So if I missed an email or missed a phone call, I'm not going to be that guy who calls you up a week later and says, hey, I missed this call. And you go, well, sorry about your luck.
Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. Bitch, do I got a warrant?
Yeah. Well, if I called her a bitch, I think the answer is yes.
I mean, I think that's the nitty gritty of it right there.
It really.
That's all I'm calling about.
Yeah.
I just want to know when I'm rolling through. My buddy called it. He's from there. He used to call it OH10, and I'm like, when I'm rolling through OH10, when I get pulled over, I mean, am I gonna have to surrender my stuff?
Right. Speaking of the nitty gritty, let's get down to it. So let's break down the 5 minutes of funk for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for this?
Five.
Okay, 5 minutes of funk. We start off with the Super Bowl. Oh, I don't know about the super in it.
Yeah, dude, massive fallout from the Super Bowl. Adam Levine having to take his freaking shirt off during the halftime show because it was so terrible. He needed some cheers from the crowd. Now,
there's been a criticism of him because it was not that he was out of shape. It's not that he's super skinny. He just doesn't have the most masculine body.
Well, dude, it didn't even look like he worked out for that show. He was just like, I'm going to roll in with a hangover. No big deal. But, dude, let me tell you this.
But Mick Jagger, if he's trying to move like Jagger, Jagger, there wasn't a lot to Mick Jagger.
That's true. Let me tell you this, though. True to form, Mr. 6 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 regular season MVP, Tom Brady had to one-up Adam Levine at the end of the game by damn near tongue-kissing Robert Kraft after they won the Super Bowl 13-3.
That was a real deep kiss.
Dude, that right there was like some Harvey Weinstein shit.
I want to love somebody the way he loves that guy. I've never known that kind of love. So, as you know, the political season has already started for the 2020. We're already fielding candidates, and there's approximately 20 candidates right now running for president in 2020, according to the New York Times. And allegedly, Trump's not even on that list. No, he's in. He's
not on the list.
He's declared.
When did he declare it?
He declared like 2 months after he got in.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's in.
He's that confident?
Well, you can start collecting money for your right there. So
that's true.
If you wanted to donate to 2020 back in 2017 when you still liked him,
yeah,
then you could go. your money's already gone. But you know what gets me is like Cory Booker, fake Obama. Like,
you mean cheap Obama?
Yeah, like Walmart Obama. Yeah. And Elizabeth Warren, and now her and Trump got beef. And
Trump's got beef with everybody.
No, but he really has beef with her. Like, to the point where she faked the fact that it came out that she claimed to be Native American and she wasn't. Yeah. So now he's like, and it is kind of slurry that he calls her Pocahontas.
Oh, man. Speaking of Pocahontas, next up in entertainment, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Kendrick Lamar, Childish Gambino, all these people are swerving the Grammys for some reason. Now, I don't watch the Grammys in general.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
I don't need to see Drake on stage at the Grammys. I could go to Drake's Instagram and know way more about Drake. Like back in the day, you watched the Grammys because you didn't get to see anybody.
Okay,
now it's like
that's true.
Drake's with a video every day, 2, 3 every day. I know when he ate.
Well, you know, I gotta say this though. Drake's not really dropping snippets like The Game. You remember the other week when he was talking about that whole Kardashian thing? I think if Drake and Taylor Swift were dropping lyrics like that, more people would check them out.
I just don't need to see them perform.
Dude, nobody needs to see Taylor Swift perform on TV.
Well, you know, the other thing about those award shows is they have to pay for that. They don't get paid to perform at award shows. You know that?
They have to pay for that?
The label pays for the sets, all that, all the production, all that. That's not something they're getting paid for.
Jesus.
So Taylor Swift is off filming a movie, allegedly. So,
dude, I'd rather get paid to contract measles. Jesus Christ. And that is your local topic for today, ladies and gentlemen. The giant measles outbreak in Portland. Do you believe this stuff? Check it out.
Clark County, Washington is home to more than 6,000 public school students not vaccinated for measles.
Not vaccinated.
23 cases of the illness are now confirmed, and that number could explode. Public Health Director Dr. Alan Melnick.
We have not seen any cases in vaccinated people.
The disease is so highly contagious that if one person has it, a person close by who has not been vaccinated is 90% likely to catch it.
When you have measles, you spread it through the air.
That sucks.
So the person with the disease can leave the room, and 2 hours later, the disease can be transmitted.
Funny to say.
Over
that
the last
sucks.
month, those infected told health officials they had visited the Portland International Airport, a Trailblazers home game, Costco, and IKEA stores, potentially exposing thousands.
See, what put it on my radar was the fact that I was working at the Moda Center.
Yeah.
And somebody hit me up and they go, "Hey, are you okay? Because you know people were catching measles at the Blazers game."
Well, I'm thinking other teams caught something at the Blazers game like a backhand, because the Blazers have been on a roll, man, let me tell you. And we are very happy about that. Now, last but not least, now that's news, and you are not going to believe this. Check this out. The National Enquirer. You know about the National Enquirer. That's been around since like 1926. And to my knowledge, they've been making up news for almost a century now. Like, I don't think they've been a legitimate news organization, have they?
In certain aspects, they're legit.
Like Bigfoot and aliens?
Yeah, they definitely manufacture some shit.
Yeah.
But they took it to a new level.
They really did, dude. According to Jeff Bezos, there has been, extortion and blackmail going on, and
they tried to blackmail his ass, and you know what he did? He's like, hey, I own a newspaper. How about that? I own a respected newspaper. How about, shots fired? How about I print out your emails and let everybody know how you tried to blackmail me? Because you know what? I'm so rich that there's nothing you could say about me that will make me poor.
Well, and he took it one step further. Not only did he put them on blast for this extortion and blackmail, he called their actions politically motivated. So, you know what that means? He brought Donald Trump into the mix on this whole thing, and we're not even going to get into what Trump said, because that guy's a maniac.
You know why? You know why Trump will want to get him? Because Trump is a jealous motherfucker. He's like, damn, he's rich.
Yeah, right? He's got more money than me.
I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't have beef with like Bill Gates. Because you don't see Bill Gates hanging out like, yo, him and Warren Buffett.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is this week's 5 Minutes of Funk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dude, I actually had a conversation just the other day, because I'm driving Lyft, and one of my passengers said, yeah, can you imagine having the hottest first lady in the history of all the presidents? And I was like, listen here. Number of these presidents were involved in prostitution, like they had, the Marilyn Monroes all over the centuries. We don't really know who, like, the hottest mistress of the president is. Do we? Do we really?
Well, let's get down to it. With what's her name, Melania?
Yeah.
I mean,
Bologna or whatever his name.
I mean, the hottest ones can barely speak, because I don't know if you've ever. I watched some kind of special with freaking Jackie Onassis.
Okay,
she could barely freaking speak. You know what I'm saying?
I want it on record. That you just said the hottest ones can barely speak.
Seriously, like Melania, she could barely carry on a sentence.
Yeah.
Because I see Jackie Kennedy give a tour of the White House, and I was like, wow. I mean, Michelle Obama was moderately hot, and she could speak very well.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know what Dolly Madison could do.
No,
but I can't think of all the first. Nancy Reagan. I don't know. Oh yeah, Nancy Reagan. Like in her day.
Yeah.
Like nobody's actually, because a lot of the president's wives, you think about it, in their day, they were actually hot.
Okay.
In their day, but by the time it's time to be president, I mean, you got to kick the tires to see if that shit still works.
You ever wonder, like, what these presidents do for Valentine's Day?
I don't know, because I mean, you got a rose garden.
Yeah, you really do.
Because I think it'd be sweeter for me to go out into the presidential garden and just clip some flowers for you. I wonder if there's like, I would make the Secret Service do it.
I wonder if there's like Valentine's Day protocol. Because I think Valentine's Day sucks. We talked about this before the show, and I want to get into this with our Valentine's Day expert. We'll call her Liz today.
Yeah, and how Liz got in touch with us. In the same way you can get in touch with us too. It's on the Hype line, 503-776-0167. Let's make this call. You should say something random.
Hello.
Bob's Abortion Clinic, no fetus can beat us.
What was that?
What?
Oh, no. Whoa.
I was going to say something stupid as an introduction, but I guess that's your job for today.
Dude, it's our job every day. We got the lady we will call Liz on the Hype line. What's up, Liz? How are you today?
I am terribly awesome. I actually have a major cold, so I apologize if I lose my voice or if I have to turn away to do an intense cough. Well, it is not because of you at all.
That works well for us because we said we disguised your voice. So there you go.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, this isn't what I sound like. I sound a little bit more burly and manly in the morning, so it's a little more feminine.
Oh, you shaved your chest hair for us today?
Yeah, no, I got the vapor rub going, so I think this should be fine.
Yeah. Shave it. No. If I was your man, I'd pluck that chest hair for you. Special attention.
So we are here to talk about the big day, yeah?
We are, and that big day would be Valentine's Day. And would you consider that an adequate Valentine's Day if your significant other plucked your chest hair for you?
I mean, that sounds a lot better than what I think a lot of most single people do on that day.
What do single people do?
You have to contribute to society, right?
Sure. What do single people do, Liz? Are you even single, first of all?
So I am.
Well, it's complicated.
In an open relationship, actually.
So you're single.
I do have Valentine plans for the first time in years, which I'm actually excited for. But I don't celebrate Valentine's Day personally. I celebrate the day after Valentine's Day.
Well, open relationship is he better be gone by the time I get home.
Pretty much. I give them about a 30-minute window.
Yeah.
Then they're not the one.
Don't be sloppy on me, bitch.
So
what do you guys have planned for Valentine's Day? That's what I've been curious to know.
Well, I was just going to ask you that, but I'll get you nice and warmed up with my plans for Valentine's Day.
Okay, and then nothing of the right or the left hand counts for this one.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually going to be driving Lyft for all those poor souls who have plans on Valentine's Day because I'm about to make some of that money. That's my plan because Valentine's Day sucks.
Are you going to be getting any drunks in the back of your car trying to call their exes?
Most likely, and one of them will probably be Oh So Fresh here.
No, I have sworn off the holiday. Just like the same way Jews don't celebrate Christmas, I'm good off the holiday.
Yeah,
I just get Chinese food.
I think that's a good contribution to society for that day. I think you're doing a very honorable thing, making sure those single men have at least a safe place to go for their time alone.
So you're going to be carting around single men. How does that work out for you?
That's going to be a little bit awkward, but hey, $20 is $20,
right? Exactly, no matter what the weather.
So Liz, do you celebrate Valentine's Day in the traditional fashion, the hearts, candy, and cards, or do you just go out and get like white girl wasted and hang out with the man of the week?
So I think I celebrate Valentine's Day the same way I celebrate Thanksgiving.
Ooh. Wishbone. Wishbone.
Is I eat it. Usually, like I said before, I'm single. So it consists of me eating Chinese takeout.
That's not what you said before. That's not what you said before.
But it usually consists of Chinese takeout and a nice romantic one-on-one action with me and Netflix.
Dude, that sounds kind of hot.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie about it.
Hell yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. I know, right? The Ted Bundy films, dude, they get you right off.
I thought I was going to hear a story about the clitor, but nope, I guess not.
No, Ted Bundy and Tell Maine, that's how you do it. That's what every woman wants.
No Jimi Hendrix at your house.
Yeah, no. And then I actually, with my mother doesn't celebrate.
Oh, hold on. Now, this is getting way too kinky. We can't go.
Because my dad doesn't know how to be romantic. So me and her just go and get the chocolates, they're like 45 to 75% off, and we just go hammer time and gain like 5 or 6 pounds to last us.
So Liz, you're not one of the 190 million people that send out Valentine's Day cards each year? Is that what you're telling me?
Ew, no, that's a marketing scam, man. I don't give a fuck about I'm the sweetest person in your life and all that bullshit. You're sending all that to your side chicks. I don't want one.
See, this is what swore me off of it. 3rd grade. Her name was Yvette Johnson. I bought that.
Okay. You can make all the excuses you want, but she still burned the Valentine's Day card when you sent it to her.
I mean, she refuted my love. Yeah. She's like, she didn't want to be down with the young oh so fresh. And after that, Valentine's Day has never been the same.
Well, it's because you didn't show her the diesel fresh.
I don't like traditional Valentine. I don't like getting flowers as gifts ever, even on my birthday, because I don't like to watch them die. Wow. And the $40 you spend on that bouquet, you could spend on me eating food. That's the number one key.
Oh,
then the chocolates. It's just one time a year where you have to show me all the sweet love and affection that we demand 364 days out of the year.
Well, I am chocolate, so if you're down with the swirl.
If you want a true Valentine's Day, celebrate it on a random Tuesday in May or something, because that's the shocker. Women and men expect too much bullshit on Valentine's Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. On the Hype Line, we have our Valentine's Day expert, Liz. Liz, thank you so much for coming on the show today and making time for us. We really appreciate it. And you have firsthand inside information on how to treat your significant other on Valentine's Day. You don't.
Exactly. Thank you, guys. Have a safe Valentine's. Make sure no puke gets in that car.
Well, yes, ma'am. We're on it. Thank you much, Liz. We are out of here for the day. Man, I'll tell you what, that is the best explanation of Valentine's Day etiquette I have ever heard in my entire life.
That was my best interview ever because I caught somebody lying.
Yeah. And you handled it like a pro. He was like, you did not say you were saying, and she even tried to take your Chinese food excuse. Like, nah, I'm just going to kick back, order some Chinese.
And I was just like, the clitor and the parents were too close together. I was like, hold on, where's this going?
I appreciated your Jimi Hendrix reference way too much.
You have to be... It's a visual medium. Yeah.
No.
So hold on. We're getting ready to get out of here, but it's time to find out. What did you learn today?
I love this new addition to the end of the Hype Podcast, because let me tell you, what I learned just now is that open relationships on Valentine's Day involve Netflix and Chinese food. Those two things, not even other people. That's like a threesome and a onesome. So you have two hands and two other things to do with your hands besides yourself. That's what I learned today.
Today I learned that instead of buying Liz flowers, I could take her to Long John Silver's.
Oh, so you already know. So it's about that time to go. We're about to get out of here. This is the Hype Podcast. I am the host with no name.
I'm DJ Oh So Fresh.
And we're kicking it with you every single week right here on the Hype. Ladies and gentlemen, hit us up on the Hype Line, just like our Valentine's Day expert, Liz. Liz, thank you so much once again. That phone number is 503-776-0167. And you know what?
It's time to go.
Wow, that motherfucker has timing. Ooh, what about the sponsors?
Yeah. Shout out to Fortress Property Management, handling all your property management needs in the Portland metro area. Hit them up, 503-752-8519 or at fortresspropertymgmt.com for all your property management needs. Don't forget to go check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and Libsyn. Like, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and we will be here every week for you.
You should comment too.
You should definitely comment.
When we put the post up, you should use free comment, or hey, again, call us.
It's time to go.
503-776-0167. And this is the podcast after the podcast, where I take a few moments to tell you that it's been an amazing week. And one of the things that happened during the course of the week that I didn't bring into the show was Big Boy at the Super Bowl. If you saw this, and I ain't really paid much of attention to this when it happened, but he comes out in a Cadillac in a big fur coat, and somebody points out to me, there's like, he was on the Super Bowl looking like a pimp. And in the Me Too movement, looking like a pimp is no longer acceptable, sir. I mean, we're trying to build a wall to stop sex trafficking, and you're on the Super Bowl looking like a fucking pimp. What's that about? Just say it. It's the podcast after the podcast, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.